Tonight, this is our part three of your 3 major moves in 2022. I want to thank you for being here. We're streaming today on our social media platforms. We're here with my personal page, my business page. We're streaming on YouTube. We'll be putting this on Instagram later on. So we're starting to actually get our message out to lots of people, because lots of people have been saying to me, look, Arthur, I know you've been in this field for 25, 30 years. You've trained, you've worked personally with tens of thousands of people in this field of complementary medicine, personal growth, human performance, be able to help people to be able to live a better quality of life and help them get over what it is that they're going through right now, the obstacle that we face. So we face an obstacle every day in our life, and we've been talking about the obstacle is the way. The only way for you to become a better human being and to grow and evolve is to move yourself into the stretch and that obstacle that you're confronted with every day, in order for you to uncover the light within, your brilliance, your signature, your gift, and share that serving humanity and serving the world with your craft and what is that you do. And so we've been doing this for 25, 30 years, and people have saying to us, well, just come on in and tell us what you do. And what we thought we'd do with you over the last 3 days, we've been sharing what we believe are your 3 major moves. What moves have you got available to yourself in 2022? And I believe there's 3 steps that we all need to focus on, 3 steps that we need to consider in order to start moving our life forward and start bringing more of that love, that joy, the happiness, the success, the freedom, whatever that means for you, and whatever it is that you're looking for. How do you cultivate that? How do you nurture that? And how do you bring that into your life? See, over the last 18 to 24 months, we've all experienced the challenge. Humanity has, consciousness has. So, we're experiencing pain. Well, the only reason we're experiencing pain, because the other side of the pain is awakening. So for the people who've taken the opportunity to actually go in and go behind closed doors, we all have had to do that, go behind closed doors and actually explore more about themselves, reinvent themselves, upskill themselves, think about what's important to them in their life. How do they want to live in the next 5, 10, 20 years, depending how many years they have left on this planet, and how do they want to show up, more importantly, for those people who've done that. My belief is that they're elevating the consciousness, they're elevating the thinking, they're moving into a new realm of possibilities. And see, I think what binds us all together here, what we all want something which is the same. Now, it might be different with different people, but what we want which is the same is this: we all want more. And you think, hold on, no, I'm okay with what I got right now. No, we all want more. Even the Dalai Lama wants more depth in his meditation. So we all want more happiness. I mean, you're happy today. Don't you want more happiness tomorrow? Don't you want more fulfillment? Don't you want more freedom, success, joy, love, connection, whatever that might mean for you? So we all want more. It's that hedonic happiness approach that as we go through life, that we want to be able to experience and get what is important to us now, then what is next. So we keep on living our life, becoming a better version of ourselves than we were the day before. And so how do we go on that journey? Because that's where we're faced with obstacles. We've had an obstacle the last 24 months. How do we go on that journey? What have we learned over the last 24 months to actually help us to move through? And so I've put together some slides. I'm going to go through the slides, do a quick review of what we've done over the last 2 nights. So tonight might be a little bit longer, 30-minute presentation. It's actually a masterclass. Think about, you're here live, listening to a quick live masterclass on the 3 steps that are available to you to take the next step. And we're going to get into nature's law, the 5 elements of nature, and really the flow of life, and really where we're at and the decisions that you've got to make to be able to rise through the unconscious from the void and back into the wood element, as I say in Chinese medicine, come up with a new passion, newfound vision, and new excitement for your life. So I'm here in Cronulla, so let me just show you. It's a beautiful day outside. It's been a great day outside. The sun is setting on the other side of me, which is on the back side of this, and I'll be heading out there later on, and I might come back to this slide later on, but I've got some slides. Obviously, we're doing quite a few things. I'm going to be going to my flip chart. There's a lot of things I'll be doing now. I'm going to refer to that. We'll come back to that, but I've also got my slides, and I'm showing you this because when we do our masterclasses, when we do our live training here at the MBX Institute, it's not just a webinar that you sit down and there's a little circle in the corner, someone talking. We are coming to you live. We're coming to you in the most interactive way. This is me in my studio right now, coming to you to be able to give you the best possible experience so you can get a live experience of learning, a full sensory experience, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and get you involved to get the best quality result and to anchor in the learnings so you can be in the sacred space of your own home, in that comfort of your own home, to be able to get uncomfortable in order for you to grow. So let's get to these slides, because people say, why do we exist as the MBX Institute? And really over the last when you think 25 to 30 years, this is what we've been doing with people. We actually help individuals. We help them build resilience, build the resilience muscle, build the inner strength, so they can navigate their road ahead, whatever is ahead of them, so they can get ahead. And more importantly, over the last 18 to 24 months, be able to build that inner strength, that resilience to navigate the road ahead and get ahead without losing their integrity and passion for life. So many people, when you think about it, in 2021, 2020, as you're moving down the pathway 2022, many people have lost their sense of integrity, their sense of self. They're doing things they don't want to do. They've disconnected from their zest for life because of the uncertainty that people are experiencing. And as they think of their future, they're caught up in their past. And the present today is actually really a repeat of the past. They haven't evolved the consciousness, they're just repeating old patterns, repeating old patterns, repeating old patterns. And many are sitting on the fence, hoping that things change for them outside. Only two things will change your life, guys. Something new might come into your life, and that might be enough to rattle your cage for you to actually do something new and be able to grow and move towards bringing all these things which are important in your life. But if you don't change your consciousness, if you don't change your thinking, if you don't change your identity, you get there only to lose it and sabotage yourself to actually let it go, because you haven't become the person congruent or aligned with who you need to be in order to keep that in your life. So if your alignment is not in sync with your assignment, well, it's going to fall apart. And so really what we want you to think about the present, how do we maximize the present? How do we potentialize and optimize the moments that we have now today? Because today, there's only the power's in the present moment, but how do you use the present moment? Is the present moment governed by what's happened to you in the past? Or because that's in the past, you're making decisions today to affect you? So you're living suppressed, you're living under a rock, you're living, your light is being, there's a shadow cast over it. Or you think about the possibilities in the future and saying, what can I do today in the present in order to move myself forward? So the present has the power to actually move you forward, depending on what you focus on, or keep you back in the past. And so in order to start moving forward, we've got you thinking about, where are you right now? Because think about, we've got an internal GPS system, right? You want to get somewhere, and you want to become the person in order for you to be able to get that. So the goal is not the destination. The destination is the person you become along the way to the goal, right? But in order to get somewhere, for you to become someone, where are you right now? If you don't take responsibility for where you are right now, how are you going to get to where it is that you want to go? So we've got you to think about the different areas in your life: spirituality, career, family, relationships, personal growth, and health and fitness. Now, a lot of people say you might talk fast. Well, you know what? We listen and we think differently. We can listen, we can take in up to 300 words per minute, but we think up to 3,000 words per minute. So if I can talk as fast as you can think, then we can take everything, and that's complete overwhelm, but that's immersion. That's how we learn, that's how we rattle things, and we create an integration in the mind and body for you to learn. We've been doing this for 25, 30 years. There's a method to the madness. So where are you right now in these areas in your life? More importantly, as you think about 2022, how would you like your life to be different in 2022? What would you like to change in your spirituality? What would you like to change in your career? More depth, more impact, more fulfillment. What about family? Much more deeper connections, more loving connections with your siblings, with your loved ones, with your significant other, relationships. What about self-care? Your relationship with yourself, the most important relationship you have is with yourself. And it's reflected with everyone else. Starting from the setting up the codependency, possibly with your mother or father, and you learned how to love from your environment. And that's okay, it's not your fault, but how you choose to deal with it right now, you've got the opportunity to actually reprogram the reprogramming. Reprogram the conditioning that took place, not to create who you are today. So you can create the person who you want to be tomorrow, to attract the things that you want and to keep them in your life. What about your personal growth? That's what we're talking about here. This is your personal growth. It's expanding your mind, healing your heart, and nurturing your soul. Mind, heart, and soul. And your health and fitness. How do you want to optimize your health? You want the vitality, you want the vibrancy to be able to have the energy to do things that you want to do. So as you think about this, as you think about all the things that you want in your life, I want to get you to think about, what is your next step? That's what we've been talking about over the last 2 days. We've talked about step 1 and step 2. Tonight, step 3, it's a big step. Right? Still got 20 minutes to go. We've got lots of information to cover. We've got lots of things to... Now, if you're listening to this live, just tell me you're listening to us live. Tell me if you're where you could be on YouTube, you could be on Facebook, you could be somewhere else, we don't know. So just say #live, or if you're watching a replay, just let us know and put some comments in there, guys. Because if you've got any questions, if you've got, anything that you get out of this, just let us know. We can get in touch with you and support you. And it also makes it worthwhile to us to know that we're actually making a difference with what it is that we have to serve. So we've got Christine Taylor's here from Tasmania. She's live. Thanks, Christine. Great to see you here and listening to us. So my next question to you is, when you think about your next step, what's your next level of success? Whatever success means to you. If success is happiness, if success is freedom, Michael Series here as well too is watching it live. If success is freedom, if success is happiness, if success is fulfillment, if success is joy, if success is love, well, how do you get there? See, if that's your next level of success, I want to say to you, your next level of success is this. It's the next level of your ownership. And what do you need to own? You need to own your future. Now's the time in order for you to own your future. Now's the time for you to make the decisions that you need to make to start moving towards creating the future which you were destined to live. Now you say, that's all great, sounds good in the personal development field, but what's the problem? What's the problem today? Dean Upton's here, he's watching from Humpty Doo in Darwin, and he's watching on YouTube. Thank you, Dino. So guys, the problem today is there's so much happening outside, what's going on in the world, the uncertainty that's created in people's lives. People creating this, we're experiencing a stress. Now, I want you to understand, stress does not exist it exists as a concept. A stress response exists because stuff happens to you. We take that stuff in, and we talked about that in day one, and we give it a meaning, isn't that right? And so that stress has led to a lot of people to be reactive. See, all of us, we're caught up as a prisoner in our own mind. All of us have got this light inside. We've got this caterpillar which is waiting to spread its wings. We're waiting to bring the blood into the wings of the caterpillar so it can break free and fly. But we're still stuck in the prison of our own mind. And so what happens when we stress? We start to get reactive. We don't think about our response. And we react because out of a protection mechanism, isn't that right? It's a coping mechanism. It's what we've learned to do in the past. It's our past conditioning. But when's that going to stop? You can be the first, or it could be your generation that puts a halt and says stop to the intergenerational trauma that's passed through your family. Do you want to pass it on to your kids or not? Same way you look up and say, hey, that's where it came from. They could be looking up saying, it either came from you, that trauma, or that new life. See, stuff happens in our life and we give it meaning. And the meaning we give it's either going to give us, make us to give up or give us the fuel to rise up. And so what happens when people are reactive and pointing the finger and being at effect and not being at cause and taking responsibility for their life? They start to get anxious about the future. And with anxiety, see, anxiety is a future emotion. Like they think they're going to lose a job or they're not going to be able to support their family, and they start to get anxiety. And anxiety, actually, that debilitates your energy and vibrancy, guys. People lie awake at night, or they burn a candle both ends. They're trying to find 2 or 3 or 4 jobs. If they've got them, they start to think negative, and guess what happens? They start to get run down. Adrenal fatigue. How many of you experienced this over the last 2 or 3 years? And you don't know where it's come from. You got this caterpillar ready to transform into a butterfly and fly out, and yet you're trapped in the corners of your own mind. And because it's run down, we talked about those in the last two nights. Third thing is what happens is fall into your own black hole, depression. And the World Health Organization said 2 years ago, before the pandemic, that by 2025, mental health, depression is going to be the #1 killer in the Western world. And that was before the pandemic. Where do you think that situation is today? And with depression, right, what happens with people? Well, they ruminate. They get caught in the head. And when you get in your head, you're dead. You get caught in your head, and you're thinking about things that never even happen. And of course, that's what we call SAD. People experience this condition called SAD today, seasonal affective disorder, stress, anxiety, and depression. And so what happens? They disconnect from life. They lose their zest. They lose that passion. And maybe they start doing things they didn't want to do. They start becoming someone that they're not. They compromise their self-integrity. And so what we've got here at the MBX Institute, we have a protocol. We've got 3 steps actually to help you rise up as an authentic influencer and to make a difference, make an impact with who you are. And those 3 steps, well, there's a process you need to go through, right? And those 3 steps we'll call the R3 protocol. It's your 3 major moves. And that's what we started sharing with you over the last couple of nights. And so let's get back to the flip chart over here, guys, because your 3 major moves. We start on the first night. People are reactive. What did you want them, when they experience the stress, they become reactive? Well, how do you become resourceful? They need to rewire the brain. It's how we do things. It's not what we think, it's how we think what we think. And we explain, we've got Fred over here, right? Fred experiences life. He experiences stuff. Stuff is consciousness. I don't know whether Fred knew what life was or consciousness is. It's stuff's happening, yabba dabba doo. So stuff would happen for Fred. He'd collect 11 million bits of information and come into his brain, and it'd go. And Fred couldn't, like all of us, can't interpret all this information or integrate it all. So we delete, distort, and generalize information down to about 134 bits. So from 11 million bits of consciousness, we use our senses, our visual, our auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, gustatory. Now, this is all the stuff that we learn in NLP. The one modality, the one technique that can help you to rewire, recondition yourself to actually live a better quality of life and to elevate your consciousness and then pass it on to your family and friends so you can be a being with a higher vibration, a different frequency to attract the things which are important in your life. And so we're making decisions on 134 bits of information, which is 0.01% of actual data. And we think this is happening to us. We think that's reality. We're making a decision on 0.01% of reality. That's interesting, right? Because in our body, in every cell, we've got 73 trillion cells. And within each one of those cells, you know how much empty space do we have? We've got about 99% of empty space in our body. We're made up of emptiness. And we make decisions on emptiness. This is quantum physics stuff, guys. This is stuff we're doing now, advanced stuff. Depends on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go. It is a rabbit hole. And so what happens is we filter these bits from our experiences, our memories, our emotions, our belief systems, and we give it we create an emotional state, and we give it a meaning, and the meaning creates a behavior, and they're the results that we get in life. And we're not happy with the results, so we attempt to change things here. We attempt to actually provide positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. We attempt to change the behavior here, when that's not the problem. That's not the problem. They didn't do it to us. They did nothing to us. They just provided data in order for us to actually use this internal computer, our operating system, to create this stuff. The problem is your operating system. Some of you are still running on DOS. It's time for an upgrade. How many times do we upgrade this thing here automatically? When was the last time you had an upgrade? Right? And so all these deletions, distortions, and generalizations in psychology, they're called scotomas. You're making the blind spots. So many people, all of us have got blind spots. Unless you've got a close friend, a confidant, someone that loves you enough to actually rattle a cage, someone loves you enough to get in your face and even tell you the hard truths, that you can trust them. You know, placating someone doesn't make them grow. Hugging them, that works. But you got to, we grow in the stretch, guys. And so you need to rewire yourself. You need to understand how you do this. And so your job is to reinvent yourself and to reskill yourself and to learn these skills, this technology, this science, which has been there for over 30 years now in terms of NLP. More successful people and the happiest people now learning that technology to be able to understand how they do things in here so they can make choices differently. They can be conscious in their living. So if you want to be more conscious in your living, it's time for you to consider this program. And this is what we do at the MBX Institute. Step 2 is once you rewire yourself, well, you need to actually re-energize yourself. We're run down. So how do you re-energize yourself from being run down? So you experience anxiety, you run down to re-energize. We need to reset the mind and body. So how do we reset the mind and body? We need to look at the body holistically. We're not just thoughts and emotions. This is where you introduce the triangle of health, right? A concept that we introduced in our energy psychology and our kinesiology in Chinese medicine. So we have an energy, we have a chi, and there's 3 aspects of us as a human being other than the energetic and spirit form. We have our mental side, our emotional side, our biochemistry, our interaction with the environment, the food that we drink, food that we eat and what we drink, and of course our body. And all those sides, when they're working in harmony, you experience optimal life force, optimum chi, the flow of energy and chi within your body. In reality, has anyone ever got a balanced triangle? I think part of our process in life is, or purpose in life is to get to that state, that optimum state. Most people are like this. When you're stressed, you're releasing hormones in the body, adrenaline, cortisol, which leads to physical pain and dis-ease. It's a dis-ease stage, it manifests as a disease, a pathophysiological disease. More stress, more pain, more toxins, low energy. This is blocked chi, guys. When people come in with pain, back problems, health problems, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, cancer, leukemia, heart conditions, not that we treat, diagnose, or prescribe, but the Chinese say that all these conditions are due to blocked chi. If you're able to shift the chi, people say, what do you do? Well, and for 30 years I've been saying, you know what, we balance triangles. Because when people come in with a problem, all of you right here probably got a triangle something like this. And we help you to uncover how you've been doing in the past that got you to where you are today, and the decision that you need to make today in order to get yourself to this type of triangle in the future. So we get you to learn about the mind and body. We introduce you to Chinese medicine. We introduce you to chi, meridians, kinesiology, connecting with the mind and body. Your body gives you signs, guys, and a lot of people miss the signs. And we teach tapping, so we tap the flow of chi to get the chi moving so you can heal yourself. We talk about nutrition, we talk about rituals. What are your morning rituals that you can do? Do you go for your morning walk? Do you go outside and get fresh air and get the negative ions that are coming off the fracturation of breaking of the water on the rocks? So all this stuff is all part of the healing, guys. And so what else do you do in the morning? Do you meditate? Do you journal? What about during the day? Do you have a break every hour and a half? Do you move your body? Do you stretch? Do you get on the floor and do your yoga, vinyasa flows, or whatever it is, just to get the body moving? That's about the structure, right? Do you exercise? What about at night? What are your nightly rituals? Do you disconnect from technology about an hour or 2 hours before you go to bed? Do you have a dinner with your loved ones without technology? Do you read a book? Do you journal? Do you reflect on the day and ask you certain questions? All these things are rituals to actually optimize your health and wellness, to enhance the flow of chi, to enhance your vitality. All this stuff is what helps you reset your mind and body, guys. So when you rewire yourself and reset yourself, you're ready for the final thing to get you moving from experiencing sadness to flourishing life. And that's the ultimate goal. Then we go back to Aristotle, right? With Martin Seligman as the founder of positive psychology today, if they both talk today, they would talk about the ultimate goal of the human being is to flourish and to be a eudaimon, right? A good soul. And so, how do you do that? See, people get caught up in the head. They ruminate, and they're ruminating because they're thinking about what's going on in their life based on their current level of identity, guys. So here's the thing. You're not going to get to where you want to go with your current version of yourself. You can set some outcomes and goals you want to achieve, and it's not about the goal that you achieve. It's a person you become along the way that gets there. That is the destination, is that right? So you got to think about, here's the secret. What is it that you want in your life? You can start with extrinsic things. Maybe you want some good things for you and your family, some experiences. Not investing in actually tangible things, invest in experiences. Invest in yourself. And so what are the things that you want? What type of life is that? What does it make you feel? What's the intrinsic things that you get from those experiences? So be very clear. The first step is clarity, right? We're helping you right now go from ruminating or getting caught up in this depression. We want you to not only ruminate, we want you to actually get back in the game, guys. How do you get back in the game? It's like Top Gun, right? Maverick. You want to get re-engaged. How do you get re-engaged in life? How do you get back into the game in life? You get back in the game in life by redefining yourself, reinventing yourself. This is the ultimate identity breakthrough. Having a look at who you are today because of who you've been and who you need to be today because of who you want to be and what you want to have in your life. What do you want to stand for when you pass and you got your tombstone there? And people come to visit your tombstone and you can only have 3 words on that tombstone. What are the 3 words that define you at your best? What do you want people to remember you as? So here lies so-and-so. He was inspirational, he was loving, he was caring, he was compassionate, he was courageous, he was determined. What are the 3 words that you stand for? How is the world going to remember you? What is your legacy, my friend? So you need to redefine yourself. And I'll tell you what, we always go through a redefinition of our identity. Every different stage in our life, you don't realize that we do it unconsciously. But now I'm going to ask you to do it consciously. How do you do that? By getting very clear of what it is. And when you're getting all these bells going off and people sending messages, there's lots happening. How do you do that? By getting clear of what it is that you want. How's it going to make you feel? And then working out who, ask yourself, when you're clear, have this clarity, ask yourself, what type of person has this stuff? What type of person lives this type of life? What type of person has created all this and has these experiences, have these feelings? What type of person feels happy and free? Fulfilled, successful, healthy, optimized, abundant financially? Well, you know what? Once you get clarity on the type of person that does that, your job is to become that person. And you do that by doing the inner work. You do that by understanding the journey that we need to go on in order for us to evolve. And how do you redefine yourself? Man, the only way you can redefine yourself is like shedding a skin, like shedding a layer. You need to let go of stuff. And to let go of stuff, you need to understand the flow that we go through. So I'm going to introduce you to now, which is, now I want to go through this in 5 minutes. This is probably one of my favorite topics, right, that we have in the work that we do. And so if you want to know more, just reach out or come to one of our masterclasses. We do masterclasses on Wednesday nights, twice a month. We're going to be starting them in February. People say, why don't you start in January? Well, I think the year starts on the 2nd of the 2nd, 22, doesn't it? So we'll be coming to you live, introducing everything that we've got with some exciting things that we've got for you here with the MBX Institute. This is nature's law, guys. This is the flow of life. Some of you have seen this. And this is the 5 elements in nature and Chinese medicine. In the beginning, we have a plant. The plant sprouted, it grew, it nurtures the fire element. And as the fire burns the plant, the ashes fall and nourish the earth. The ashes in the earth give rise to the metals in the earth. Metals and the gases in the earth give rise to water, and water nourishes the wood. That's called the Shen cycle. Each one of these elements in Chinese medicine, guys, has a meridian, has a part of the body it relates to, like the wood fei. The wood element is the liver and the gallbladder. You know, the earth element is the stomach and the spleen. These are parts of the body, the meridians and energy pathways. The lung, you know, relates to skin, relates to hair, relates to your lungs, relates to your large intestine. So they're all related, right? So, you know, when people are breaking down, they've got eczema, psoriasis, they've got back problems, they've got constipation, diarrhea, you know, got all skin diseases. That's all hair falling out. This is all the metal element into decay. It's the body falling apart. And of course, up in the fire element, this is what we got. You know, you've got the heart, we got the small intestine, we got the circulation, sex, and pericardium, your reproductive organs, and you got your immunity. You got your defense force, your defense mechanism in there, your thyroid and all that type of metabolism. So all this type of stuff, when you're having challenge in here, what are the emotions down here? Grief, guilt, regret. If you're holding on to deep-seated grief, guilt, regret, and you think about the one emotion that will rip at your heart when you get to the end of days, when you look back and you regret the conversations that you never had, or regret the doors that you never opened, the people that you didn't connect with, the people that you let go, regret the opportunities you didn't take, regret, well, you think about that. And so as people look back in their life, they regret maybe what's happened. And that causes their body to decay. A lot of people experiencing stuff in here, they're not aware of it. So the body doesn't lie, guys. See, and instantly you go down there, right? And the only way to, people hold on to what they once knew. They hold on to this fire element, which is happiness, right? They tend to be false joy, false happy. But that's smart. You can't experience a specific emotion. Your body's telling you something else, right? You got to feel the wound to heal the wound. That's what Robin Sharma says. And when stuff happens in your life, when you experience things, events, situations, in the environments, and with people, whatever the case, when stuff happens to you, it's happening to you so you can feel the wound. It's happening to you so you can be healed. Whatever is happening in the world today is the greatest gift to you because it's allowing you to evolve your consciousness. And it's the greatest gift because it's happening today. Nothing else is that this is happening. It's happening because it had to happen today for you. And so in order for you to move on and come back up here into the wood with a new vision, new purpose, new identity, excitement about life, we need to, all the stuff that we're holding on to, which is the old that doesn't serve us anymore, we're starting to break down. We need to let it go, guys. We need to face the fear, bring something to an end. We need to complete something. We need to terminate a way of life, a way of life, a way of thinking, maybe a job, leave somewhere. Relationship, I don't know, we need to let go of something. We need to maybe let go of something ourselves. Sometimes we let go of things which we think is the problem, but that's not the problem. The problem is not necessarily the cause of the problem. Let go of the cause of the problem, not what you think the problem is. Usually the problem that you're experiencing is actually the stretch to get you to the cause. And a lot of people run away from the cause and just let go of the surface problem. That's interesting. They keep on holding on to the real problem. So you got to face the fear. You got to face the unknown. You got to face the what's happening in the void. You need to get into this void, guys. You need to get in this darkness. This is the journey, the hero's journey or the heroine's journey. This is the heroic way of life. And when you're in that darkness, it's only in your darkness that your light can shine. That maybe a new vision, new idea comes up and up in the woods. So how do you redefine yourself? Well, you go from being conscious, you know, what is that you want to achieve in your life? What is that you need to do? Who do you need to stand for? You need to upward surging. You need to actually put some action into doing the things and to be conscious and purposeful. And so once you're doing that, the secret to life is that you never get there. You know, are we there yet? We're always focusing, are we there? Well, you know what? You never get there. Because when you get somewhere, you stop doing all the things that you did to get there. And when you stop living life consciously, you fall into the unconscious. And your body starts to break down. So if your body's starting to break down, maybe you're falling into the unconscious. Maybe you've thought you got somewhere. Maybe you thought you arrived. And Robin Sharma says the most susceptible, the most vulnerable that we are the time in our life is when we think that we've arrived somewhere, when we think we've achieved a goal or achieved something, because we stop doing the things that got us there. So my wish for you is that you take a stock of who you are, have a look at what you've experienced in your life, what have you learnt, your lessons, do the work that you need to do, rewire your thinking. Start thinking about how it is that you do that, letting go of the negative emotions, the anger, the sadness, the fear, the hurt, the guilt, the things which are debilitating you and suppressing you and casting a shadow over the light inside, letting go of those limiting decisions. Start getting clear about what it is that you want and becoming the person that you need to be to get there. Start optimizing your mind and body. Reset yourself in order to get re-engaged, right? Reset in order to boost your vitality, boost your vibrancy, boost your energy, to create a harmonious flow of chi within the body so you can actually deal with whatever it is that you need to deal with. And then you start to redefine yourself. Then you start to work out who it is that you want to be. How do you want to show up? How do you want to be for your kids and for your partner? And who are you going to be in 2022? Because if you keep on doing what you did last year, you're only going to have another repeat of the year. You need to evolve you. You can't evolve yourself and have better results in life by doing the same stuff, guys. Either evolve or repeat the pattern. Evolve or repeat the pattern. Evolve or repeat the pattern. That's what we need to be aware of, guys. So my wish for you is that you make a decision to evolve in 2022. My wish for you to realize that if you want results in life that you never had before, you need to do the things in life that you've never done before. And to do the things in life that you've never done before, well, you need to think in life in a way that you never thought before. That's the paradox, right? How can you think about what you never thought of if you never thought of not only what it is that you think, but more importantly, how it is that you think that thought? So we're here to help you. That's what we've been doing for the last 25 and 30 years. We help people to discover their thinking and how their thinking got them there. And one of the events and the experiences and the meanings they're given to events they need to let go of now. And that takes some work. But when they do, they become liberated. It's like that butterfly that starts to spread its wings to fly out of that prison in the mind. As you start to fly out, you start to realize that anything is possible. So what is possible for you? You start to look in the future. You start focusing on the person that you become in order to attract, to be the frequency and the vibrancy to attract all the things which make you feel fulfilled inside the intrinsic things. And ultimately you become the person, you're aligned, internal alignment. Achievement's not the problem, guys. Alignment is. You become aligned with everything that you create so you keep it in your life. And you keep on moving forward. So each of you that consider that. And so once you create that optimization, that vibrancy within the body, the mind-body connection, resetting the mind and body, then it's time to redefine yourself. When you redefine yourself, when you create a whole new identity, you shed your old skin, shed the old skin here in order to create, down here you're going through the void to come up with a whole new way of life, a whole new consciousness. You elevate your thinking, elevate your consciousness. Life is really beautiful, guys. So that's what we do. That's the third step. So coming back to here, you want to overcome sadness and you want to flourish in life. What's the ultimate gain? In order for you to flourish, in order for you to be a good soul, to become a eudaimon, as the ancient Greeks said. How do you flourish in life? How do you overcome stress, anxiety, and depression? You need to rewire your thinking. You need to reset the mind and body. You need to redefine yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. You need to do the work. And that's what we've been doing for the last 25 years. And I'm going to challenge you to rise up. I think you can take this information, say, oh yeah, I know it. Well, how's that going for you? I get so many people say, I know this. Well, have a look at your results. It tells me the truth about your life. I'll look at my results. That's okay. I'll be the first to put my hand up and say, you know, I'm not perfect. I learn every day. And I've got the wonderful opportunity to actually learn from people that I share with. It took me a while to realize that the secret of success is humility. And Robin Sharma says, when you walk in a room, there's two things you want to consider: be the most humblest person in the room, and then be the most kindest person in the room. Humility and kindness are going to take you a long way, my friends. So we're here to challenge you to start making better decisions for yourself. And I'm going to love you enough more than what other people maybe love you, and we'll rattle you. We'll actually get you to start maybe facing the things that you've been avoiding. Because you deserve more. You deserve to live a better life. You deserve to have all the riches and happiness and freedom and successes to come your way, and to live the life that you're destined to live. But that choice, it's a choice that you need to make. And of course, you know, everyone knows this, right? Nothing happens if nothing happens. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So you need to make a decision to create a change and be the change in the world that you want to see. You're only one decision away from a totally different life, guys. You know, my wish for you is that you make that decision. Reach out to us. reach out to us. Connect to us. Hop into our website, mbxinstitute.com. Have a look at what we've got to offer. Maybe come along to one of our master classes, and you might just find what you're looking for now in order for you to start living a better quality of life. Your destiny is waiting for you guys. The choice is yours. It's a choice that you need to make. To help you with that decision, I want to ask you to go to this website. What we've talked about over the last 3 nights, 3 major moves, we've got a download for you. Hop over to this website, 3majormoves.com, and you'll be able to download a summary of what we've talked about over the last 3 nights. And once you've got that, we're going to take you to a special product that we've put together in 2022. It's our MBX Evolution product. It's stuff that we've done over the last 24 months, 18 and 24 months. It's over 70 hours of coaching, support, experiences, online programs. It's all there waiting for you. You know what? Go and check it out. And if you want to give it a try, give it a try. That's up to you. We're here to serve you. You need to make a decision for you to either rise up or to give up. 2022 is around the corner, my friend. We're walking down that path now. Well, when I say 2000 around the corner, 2nd of the 2nd, 2022 is around the corner. We're already in 2022. How long before you start? Now, it doesn't matter when you start, as long as you start. And when you're ready to start, we're here to support you. I want to thank you for visiting us over the last 3 days on this live masterclasses. You know, we've done 3 of these presentations that are about 30 minutes each, about an hour and a half. We're going to put them together as a masterclass and get people to actually get a chance to have a look at this down the track. Catch her on our YouTube channel, and you'll see quite a lot of other things there, a lot of other things that we're going to put there to actually help you and serve you on this journey. So we committed to actually start doing things a little bit differently this year. And well, if we're doing things differently, you can be doing things differently. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'm an old dog, 25, 30 years in this industry. Growing a little bit of a beard, but hey, we're open to learn new things. We're open to actually go down a whole different pathway, create a whole neurology in order for us to actually get a different result, a result getting closer to that eudaimon, being that good soul, by serving, by sharing your genius and living a happier, free, joyous, fulfilled life, a life that we're all destined to live. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being here. If you got anything out of this training, my wish is that you share it with 3 other people. In fact, just put in the chat what you got out of the training, what are the 2 or 3 things that really made an impact for you. And in the next half an hour, call 3 of your friends, tell them this is what I learned, this is what I heard, this is what, and actually share the link. Because the more you do that, sure, it's going to help us, and we honor you, and I thank you so much for that. But the more you do that, the more you integrate these learnings in your mind and body, and you start to change. And when you start to change inside, outside starts to change for you. And if we all clean up our own front yard, as Mother Teresa would say, which is us, then the whole world will be a cleaner place. Guys, I thank you so much for being here. Remember, hop over to this website, the 3majormoves.com. Download this. You'll end up going to our MBX Evolution page with 70 hours of coaching. Just give it a go. It's only going to cost you $1. No conditions, no nothing. Cancel if you want. But it's an opportunity for you to actually experience what it is that we do. And maybe have us come into your living room fortnightly, or be there to actually help you go, with some meditations and some hypnotic audios and some mindfulness exercises to be able to actually live a better quality life. That's your choice. That's what we do. Some people will, some people won't. We'll keep on doing what we're doing. When the time is right, you'll take the next step. My wish for you is that you consider your next step being the first step of your 3 major moves. Start changing your thinking. Guys, thank you so much. We will see you next time. We look forward to serving you. Just reach out if you need anything. You've got our websites, you've got everything. We'll talk to you soon. See you guys. Cheers.